Oh, hello, everyone and no one, and welcome to another Rotten movie review. We're a little late because we are finishing up the 2009 movie Knowing. Exponentially better than I expected for a, well, end of the world film, to be blunt about it. But join me as always is Tier Alexander. Tier, how you doing?
I'm saddened. This movie is. I'm not crying. You're crying.
It's them onion chopping ninjas.
Yeah, damn those onions chopped in their onions.
And join us as well is Angela. Angela, how you doing?
Doing okay. I'm almost done crying.
And I think Will is still checking the restroom to rest. Yeah, this one was an odder movie for how it was, but well shot for 2009. I will say the ending with the what's supposed to be the fields of grain, you could definitely tell that was bad CGI there. Like,
It was
No,
so bad.
no. The subway scene was bad CGI.
yeah, but that one was
Like
meant to
that.
be in the dark, so it was a little more forgiving when you have this bright plant that's supposed to be flowing in the wind and it
Yeah,
just looks like blobs. They're just
yeah,
vaguely moving. Like you can definitely tell they spent the CGI budget on the alien or angel things
yeah.
because those looked good.
Looked amazing. I mean, I guess they would have to. They were the main. Well, not the main draw, but they were a draw. So I guess they would spend more money on budget on them. I mean, they could have cheaped out and just used guys in costumes.
True. But to give a little brief overview, this is obviously the movie's called Knowing. It's from 2009, starring Nicolas Cage. Uh Plethora of people are in it. And it's a MIT professor. You know, he gets this whole thing of numbers because it starts out where this girl's hearing little whispers and she's can't figure shit out and she's writing numbers down, and that gets put into a time capsule, and his son's the one who gets it. And as the whole thing goes, you find out that the woman had, as a child, basically been told when all of the major events of tragedies would happen up until the end of the world. And then basically once it got to that point, that we know was the children who got called for it. So it's not all of the children, which is still pretty fucked up, but you know, they got to go basically start the new earth. So it makes you wonder, has this happened before?
Could all
Are
right.
we in
So,
the new Earth? I really, really hope not.
have you ever read the story "Childhood's End" by Arthur Clarke? Arthur C. Clarke.
The story what?
It's called Childhood's End by Arthur C. Clarke.
Have not.
Arthur C. Clarke, thank you. No.
So, so essentially, the premise is that all this, like angels and demons and stuff, are a collective memory that we kind of associated with. Well, we associate demons with evil because whenever this race of creatures come, it signals the end of our world. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's like the next point of our evolution,
Hmm.
and that's why we associate them with evil. You know, it, because it's ending the childhood of humanity. It's ushering us onto a new stage. Um, I bring that up to say this movie does that with angels. You know how it's a the angels are they know all the bad shit's gonna happen and they could technically stop it, but they don't because it has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And all they can do is tell people and prepare as best they can.
Well, that's why
But
for
when
so many of the tragedies, if you pay attention, especially the ones that he dealt with, like the subway, you could kind of say that it would be a plausible terrorist attack, but it was more likely just,
random fuck up.
yeah, regular things
Well,
got
no, no,
broken.
no, no, no. It was due to the solar flare.
Yeah.
like that the planet had been experiencing the solar flare for like weeks at that point, if I'm not mistaken, and shit was just starting to fuck. That's why the plane went down. The solar flare fucked it up.
Then you think there would have been
And
more planes that went down.
well, yeah, but
They said
remember,
that 4 planes went down.
yeah,
If you
and
listen to the news, they said 4 planes went down that day.
Yeah, what I mean is
yeah,
you would
and they
think.
grounded all the others.
Yeah, I would say, but there's more than 4 planes flying at a time and throughout the entire world.
Again, that's all
Yeah.
that's the ones we know about.
Yeah.
Like many little skip hoppers could have gone down. And,
No, I mean of like your
He's
major
talking jetliners.
major airliners.
yeah,
There's exponentially more than 4 planes going at a time.
sure.
Like
But
I
maybe
get
those
it. I
planes
get
would
it
get
for the
one-
story. That's why. But what I meant wasn't that there wouldn't been like 1 to 4. It's like you would have thought because of that it would have been all of them, or it would have been all of them on one half of the planet.
Well, I'm figuring if you figure that there are some really good pilots out there, the ones that crashed are just the ones that had the shitty pilots.
Or not even that. It's just probably that only certain ones. Not everything is affected the same.
Their equipment, like the monitors and shit, went out, and the pilots didn't know how to fly without that equipment.
Well, I bring up the representative of she couldn't get cell phone signal, but he could. His phone was slightly different. So it could be that at this point it was only affecting certain objects. Like more sensitive equipment or older equipment essentially. For all we know that plane could have been in service for a billion years by this point. I'm just speculating, just saying theory. And I love this movie. Like
I
you could
did.
theory practice this movie.
I will say that this movie was good. Much better than I expected.
Oh yes, definitely much better than expected.
You know that phone working, not working thing is purely plot convenience.
Oh
Well, yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty plot convenience. I mean, because again, his cell phone went out. Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10 for disaster movies, with Volcano,
The reverse airlock, yeah.
with Volcano at 5, I'd call this like a solid 8, maybe even a 9.
Are we talking about the scale of disaster, or are we talking about
I said disaster movies.
the scale?
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
rating how well
that's a
she
better way
likes
to
it,
say it.
dingus.
Oh, my bad. Of all of the disaster movies I've ever saw, I think this one is solid 10. It didn't. The premise.
Solid 10 is like the Poseidon Adventure, the original one.
I've never seen the original Poseidon Adventure. I've never seen Poseidon Adventure to begin with. I was just saying, like, The Day After Tomorrow, or Twister, or
Day After
something
Tomorrow
like,
is like a 5 heading toward a 4.
yeah.
You really give it that much?
Yeah, because it was still fun at least.
This one was more, at least for me. This one was more a the disaster was in the background looming, and you see it coming, and you think, "Holy shit! What does the last one mean?" And then you realize, "Holy shit! It's EE, not 33. Everyone else." I mean, then you realize, "Holy shit! This isn't just a disaster movie. This is an apocalyptic movie." I mean,
Oh yeah.
I like.
And it has the whole thing in there of okay, where was it? The predicament of being able to see future disaster and fearing no one will believe you was actually called the Cassandra complex after the Greek myth.
Mm-hmm.
The Oracle Cassandra, yeah.
What's actually funny is like some of the things that were in this movie happened within like a year or so, or it happened prior and whatnot. Like they did the oil rig thing a year after that was the BP oil rig spill.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe.
Well, Well, it was more of a Gulf of Mexico thing than necessarily an oil rig.
Gulf of, stop dead naming the Gulf of America. We don't dead name.
What are you on, Tier?
He dead naming the Gulf of America. It's okay. It's all right.
It's the Gulf of Mexico. It's still the Gulf of Mexico.
Gulf of America. It's a dead name. We don't use dead names on the channel.
I'm gonna call it the fucking Gulf of Buckies.
The Gulf of Buckies. It's the Gulf of Louisiana. It was a joke, and I wasn't being serious.
I know.
I love you.
I will say he chose a pretty damn good revolver for an older one. Surprised he went with a 44 special though, or what that's what the armorer went for. Well, because like, okay, it's 2009. You still have the freaking ability to 357 Magnum or 44 Magnum. Why in the world would you go with a 44 special strictly? Like, I can understand a 44 Magnum and then carry 44 special.
But yeah, remember scientists, he's not going to be a.
Even though I was saying this, I'm someone who owns a revolver that's strictly 44 special.
I don't know, man. Again, he's a scientist, not a warrior, so he would get probably the cheapest and easiest gun to use.
Then you think you'd went with a 38 special.
I couldn't tell you why.
I will say though, this movie, like Mr. Scott said, we were watching it. It definitely had a good score for the music, and then just that ending with the fucking classical Beethoven's Seventh Symphony Major Second Movement.
Jeez.
Look at you.
I'm looking at the thing that says it on there, so I couldn't have told you what it was.
I'm about to say, Ryan, I didn't know you were an aficionado.
Aficionado, no. Appreciator, yes.
Okay, makes sense.
Hotel, Trivago.
Personally, I got vibes of several different movies off of this one. I got I got AI vibes for a little while, and I got that scene with the really bad wheat CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Just and then the Tree of Life right there. That made me think of a scene straight from The Lovely Bones.
Again, when I first saw this, my youth was 2009 when I saw this with my girlfriend at the time. I had the theory that they were, they would return humanity to paradise. Like the original sin has been cast off, you got to attempt to try again. I remember that.
Oh shit! The kid who played the son was also in a fucking movie with Willie Nelson. Looks like.
Nice.
Yeah, apparently it was the movie Angels Sing. I guess they had a good crew of actors for who it was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
Rose, I think that's supposed to be Brian. As Diana did good. The two child actors who were mostly there were actually pretty good. I will say there was pretty good realism. Okay, realism of the one kid coming up to the son Caleb, and he's just like, "What'd you get? Bunch of numbers? That's boring. Everyone else got pictures." And just runs away.
Yeah, that would be kids, all right.
And then, of course, the fuck. Oh yeah, by the way, hey, Mr. Scott, hey, clown. The classic. I'm not a kid anymore. Yes, the fuck you are.
Well, now he's not.
Yeah. But that early on in the movie when he's just like, I'm not a kid anymore. It's just like, yes, the fuck you are.
Yeah.
What's funny is when I'd have been younger, I'd have been like, yeah, you tell your dad. I will still say it's always the funny thing of seeing how your perspective changes. It's like back in the day when you watched The Little Mermaid. Yeah, Ariel's so grown up. As like you get past 20, you're like, bitch, you are not an adult. Shut up.
You're barely out of your teens. You're just infatuated.
Watching the Goofy movie as a kid, Max just wants to go do his own thing and blah blah. Watch the Goofy movie as an adult. Just go on the goddamn trip with your father.
Goddamn, you're gonna miss when it's gone.
Dude, that kid isn't even into his teens. If he's lucky, he's been bar mitzvahed.
Yeah.
What? Who?
The kid in this movie.
Yeah, no, they were all elementary school students. Like,
Yeah.
I doubt they're even getting close to like being considered the quote unquote preteen. Like, at most, I'm guessing they were like 9. Which is still kind of fucked up to be like, yeah, we're going to take these kids who are going to most likely do stupid shit, drop them off on a planet, and then just straight fucking bounce.
Mhm.
You notice the ships are just hanging out there.
I don't think they'll just bounce. I think they're still kids. They're probably gonna watch out for them, make sure they got everything they need.
Hopefully.
They,
But then it's like the whole thing of like at the end of it as well, the ships they're all so far apart. It's like, okay, if you're gonna want these kids to mingle and create society, like create a society to basically start the new Earth, you're not gonna want to put them that fucking far from each other.
Well, I mean, each one started out with a boy and a girl, a couple. They had it all lined up for that. It's like they don't need to be involved in other people yet.
by T, a new arc.
I mean, it's not like we're gonna get a sequel to this one, but all in all, I will definitely say a pretty good movie, and that was a pretty good one tier when Caleb's looking out the window and he's like, "Oh, they predicted the California wildfires."
Everybody predicted the California wildfires. Come on.
Yeah.
I just ask which year every time it happens.
Yeah. What's funny though is in that first freaking class that he's doing at the beginning whole thing, Liam Hemsworth of the two main people that he was talking to was the only one to continue acting. It's the other one, like I think it was the Lindsay or something. Let me scroll back up and find it. Yeah, Leslie Ann Mitchell retired from acting just after this one film. In the show and she had done the Blue Walter thing to become a teacher. She had done Blue Water High in 2005, but yeah, decided to stop acting and become a teacher.
I mean, that's not bad.
I mean, not every person who gets into acting is going to stay into acting for all of their life.
A lot more people don't stay in acting than do. Huh.
Kind of a hard thing to stay in.
Yeah, you don't get steady work.
My
But what's funny?
What's really funny as well is the
brother says we set our clocks to it instead of fall wildfire season.
Yeah.
What's also funny is Alex. I don't even know. Proyas. Apparently, he was also the director of iRobot, and apparently this movie took half the time to shoot as it did to do iRobot.
Wow.
Oh, are you talking about the director?
Yeah.
I like that robot.
Need a name.
Like the iRobot, but the book is better.
It usually is.
Would be harder to do the book as a movie though than the story they ended up doing.
Yeah. And it's pretty funny the fact that for this movie as well, the main character, John, never actually sleeps in his own bed throughout the entire movie.
Nope, he sleeps on the couch or in the chair.
Or in a road. Or next to his son.
Or in the field.
Well, he did sleep in the barn bed thing with his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not something that's actually unusual for a man in his circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after his wife, Will can speak better than this than I can. Sorry, well.
I don't even have the same bed anymore, so most of the time I sleep in a chair. Of course, that's woken up in the ER too many times. So
Well, what I tell you about sleepwalking? If you're going to do that, don't jump on goddamn chainsaws. Because you
Oh,
can't
and
tell me and send it to me.
get rid of the chainsaws.
Yeah, her license.
apparently the unreal plants in the grain field at the end of the film are supposed to look like a somewhat recently discovered astrophysical phenomenon called solar. Oh Jesus, some filament, whatever. Yeah, this was definitely a good movie and did not feel like it was going to be 2 hours long, or like it was 2 hours long.
Not. I was like, oh wow, we've been at this for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you know, when time flies when you're enjoying yourself.
It was good though.
Yeah. Again, sad. All right, so I looked up movie mistakes on the knowing. You have the newspaper article states Lucinda was 33 at the time of her death in 1988. However, she would have made her just 4 years old when she wrote the time capsule in '59. Uh, so 4 years old in third grade. Uh,
brilliant.
Revealing mistakes. When John is stuck in traffic, he walks up to another man and asks if anyone was hurt. The guy looks behind John's shoulder as if the plane was coming right behind him. Then John turns around and looks right behind him as well. But the camera pans all the way to the other side to see the plane coming in before it crashes. Where were you looking? They were looking at the wrong place. Continues mistakes. When John drives to the gas station, the back door of his car is missing, although it was there when he drive from his house. So wow.
Yep.
Revealing mistake. After the plane crash, the camera turns around, looks at John as he watches the plane crash. There is a first row of cars with a line of fire behind them. Yet people are still sitting in their cars looking directly forward as if nothing happened.
Oh yeah, because all that was done via CGI. I still like this
Mm-hmm.
one for the factual error. When the police and teachers go searching for the little girl at the beginning of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
they use flashlights when there's nothing that said the power was out and they couldn't just turn the fucking lights on.
Yep.
I always got the impression that they had been looking for her for a while.
That's what I get. That's practically I kind of got too, because she wouldn't have scratched her hands that much.
Yeah. And apparently the whole thing at the end of it originally was 2 3s, then gets changed. It's when you first see the paper thing, it's changed to 2 E's, backwards E's.
Yeah. The truck continuing to say the truck John drives in the movie constantly changes from one model to another depending on the exterior versus the interior shots. The exterior shots use the XL edition F150, while the interior shots use an FX2 edition of the F150. Another mistake. During the time capsule recovery ceremony, there's a man standing next to Nicolas Cage who pulls out his cell phone to take a picture of the ceremony. However, he's holding the cell phone wrong, pointing the camera toward himself. So he's taking a selfie. Factual error. When New York is destroyed by the fire, the giant TV and other electrical devices are still on, although no picture just stayed. But the super flare would have caused electrical items to overload before the main fireball hit, like an EMP. Factual error. When John Custer arrived in New York from Massachusetts, the pan out and showed him crossing the Brooklyn Bridge. There's no logical way on the route to Manhattan from New New England, that one would cross this bridge. It would require him to travel completely in the other way, and judging by the competence of the protagonist, it would have been obvious to use for visual effect only.
Yeah, it definitely
Uh,
was a lot. Well, there was a lot of it. It was just meant to show like the magnitude of what was happening.
Continuity in the opening scene, the 1950 class school scene. All children run up to the front steps of school. A little blonde girl carrying an orange cardigan, wearing an orange cardigan and a white dress is seen running up the stairs to the school building. A few seconds later, the same girl is seen running towards school again from further back.
It's like they reuse kids for the same shot.
Probably factor error. Cell phone signal repeatedly blocked by EMP radiation, electromagnetic radiation from the sun. However, GPS devices, which will receive a much fainter signal from satellites, continuing to operate. For that matter, television broadcasting that relies on satellite relays continue until the end of the film. Hmm. Continuity. When John gets out of his truck on the highway to talk to the cop, his windshield wipers change speeds. While he's still inside the truck, the wipers move slowly, but they move a lot faster as soon as he steps out of the truck. So these are cycling
Yeah,
windshield wipers.
that
Con-
have there were different shots. I mean,
hmm?
the thing of the plane crashing was all one shot, but there's a high plausibility that the original part wasn't.
Continuity state. In the scene where John and Dana are searching Lucinda's trailer, when the horn blows, they rush outside. John unlocks the glove box to get his gun, leaving the key hanging in the lock. Then outside the truck, he hands Dana the key.
Yep.
Another continuity mistake. When Nicolas Cage watches Tigers under threat, he pours himself a drink. He ends up overfilling the glass, resulting in him spilling it on the floor. It sounds like the scotch hit a wooden or tile floor. That the angle changed, he would have spilled it on the rug. Here, the wet spot on the rug is also magically gone. Continuing to say, at the museum, John and Dana are talking at a table while the kids are playing together. There is an empty glass with a blue straw in front of John. Sometimes the straw points away from him, sometimes it points toward him.
Yeah, probably. It's
Uh,
one of those things that they probably had to film the scenes multiple times, so and just got a couple things wrong. Like it's not as
Like not
big a deal.
having somebody responsible for continuity.
Yeah.
yeah, continuity mistake. When John is decoding the numbers for the first time, he uses the whiteboard. On the whiteboard are presumably spelling words for Caleb. He erases some of those to make room for the numbers. In the various shots of this scene, words disappear and reappear continuously, often written slightly different. Factual error. In the scene where Nicolas Cage sits at his computer and discovers what will destroy the world, he describes it as a superflame, a 100 microtesla wave radiation that would destroy our ozone layer, killing every living organism on the planet. First, Tesla is a measurement of magnetism, not radiation. 100 microtesla is a very weak magnetic field. An MRI machine uses around 3 Tesla. Second, the destruction of the ozone layer would eventually kill all life on the planet slowly through radiation poisoning. It would not burn our planet to the center as depicted in the movie. Continuity. The 9/11 death toll of 2,996. John Costa notices the sheet of numbers is overall total of the day's attack. But it is next to New York's coordinates, and the other attack sites have their entries with the locations and death tolls. So she just read 9/11. You didn't write the coordinates, but everything else. And that last fact for R. Also, at the end of the movie, when John is driving through crowded streets, just before joining his parents, there's a shot of him showing a water delivery service truck fully charged, which is not possible due to the emergency. It's supposed to be empty because people are taking water from it. for themselves. God damn. Still a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot about this same when we were doing Raw Head Rice the other night.
Huh?
Uh, Going the mistakes,
Mm.
going through the mistakes and stuff. The other mistakes. He says his wife died in a hotel fire at 4 a.m. Then says she was blowing leaves when she died. Who blows leaves at 4 a.m. in the morning?
Who
Well,
blows sleeps at a hotel?
No. She was at a hotel, and then there's a possible suggested correction. His wife died at 4 a.m. Phoenix, Arizona, while he's in Boston, Massachusetts.
yeah.
So it could have been like 6 or 7, if I'm not mistaken. And you are 3 hours behind me, correct?
I'm
Yes,
3 hours
3
behind
hours.
you, yes. Ahead of
So
yeah, behind you.
yeah, so 4 a.m. So about 7. So he was up 7 in the morning blowing leaves.
Which city was she in?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, Phoenix is only 2 or
I
3.
believe in that time.
No, it's
That
1 or 2. It's 1 or 2. Um,
it's a mountain time.
pretty sure
Well, Mountain is 2 hours behind
2
Eastern.
hours.
So about 6 o'clock in the morning. Who blows leaves at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Some people.
Continuing mistake. Early in the film, Nick Cage is hitting the bottle. After he pours 1 or 2 drinks, he starts pouring another. Nearly fills his glass and then spills it. Although the bottle is about half empty at this point, the next time it's shown sitting on the table, there is a small amount of remaining at the bottom.
Yeah, Phoenix is mountain.
I still just don't know why so many of these movies have, it's like in TV shows, just do the same thing. Like when he's drinking before he gets the letter, but he's like sitting in that one random chair, just staring at nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, apparently there's two types of chairs. It's like that chair is used for like two reasons. It's either for like someone to just sit there and repress things while drinking, or to be a cuck.
This is a good one. Wait a minute, it's a good one. Continuity mistake. When the plane runs outside and yells at the elusive intruder, he hits the tree with his bat,
Like to
breaking it in
break
half.
it. Yeah.
But seconds later, after picking up his drop flashlight, the bat is holding unbroken.
Take 2, take 3, take 5, take 50.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit, we broke it. Give him a new bat. Don't have him retake it.
Oh shit! All right, revealing mistake. Right after the plane crash, when Johnny's running to the crash site, you can see the fire is CGI because of tracking errors. Continuing mistake. When Caleb and his father are talking about his late mother on the bed while watching TV about tigers, watch the position of Caleb's head on the pillow. In close up, it is resting on the right end. Mid shots, it's in the middle.
Oh, here's
They
one.
probably had to move his face closer.
Here's one for you. In the subway
What?
crash, the trains take out a large number of pillars number of pillars. In a real subway station, they would have had substantial concrete or steel girders put inside them. Subway trains, however, are thin-walled structures with the only real strength being the bogies underneath them. It's just not realistic. The train would have ripped apart and folded around the pillar it meets.
In my subway station, there are no pillars, so it would have probably hit nothing.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do something really quick.
But it all depends on the subway station.
No. I can say with definitive, uh, yes, that the Baltimore subway system, there are no pillars in the subway
Well,
or around the track.
He was in New
yeah,
York.
he wasn't in Baltimore.
Yeah. Well, no, just saying. So if I was just saying, if that were to go into my subway system, it'd just kept going until it hit a stone wall because they use stone for some fucking reason.
Because it's hard and heavy.
Yeah.
Because they need to support an entire city above the train.
Or at least parts of it.
Yeah, because after a while, our subway system goes up above the street.
I'll still say this as well. I'm really surprised that he was able to find the door that she etched the things into with her nails, considering the fact it was 50 years later.
Like they wouldn't
Yeah.
replace that motherfucking door.
Uh-huh.
It just had years and years and years of paint over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a bit of a stretch. What they should have had that underneath the bed she carved the coordinates in.
Well, the coordinate she was carving in was in her, for her trailer.
Yeah, well,
It's the reason why she bought the land and put the trailer there.
and she had the black stones all around her.
And then she just happened to OD as well. I don't remember what on.
I don't think they specified.
Yeah.
I don't think I think the OD story may have been a fabrication. She may have just fucking ended it.
She may have turned around and overdosed on
Painkillers.
alcohol and psychotropic drugs to make the whispering stop.
That's very true as well.
Yeah. Again, I love this movie. This is aside from the fond memories of a youthful life that I once had.
Yeah, as disaster movies go, it's well done.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, especially for being, a disaster movie that has a good but bad ending.
Yeah, aside from some of that CGI.
Well, no, what I mean
I don't
by
think it was
hold on, what I mean by a good but bad ending is like, yeah, you have the thing of the people that do survive, but it actually does end the world.
it's a bittersweet ending.
Yeah.
It ends the world, just not humanity.
Mm-hmm.
It's bittersweet. It has a horrible the realization that it's all over for a majority of us. That it's the end.
I kind of really hope that those kids are genetically compatible.
I mean, if they, I'm pretty sure the angels or whatever that did all the testing and stuff, and like, hey,
I figured they were aliens. They would have had to have done all the
Yeah.
I don't think they were.
detail.
I don't think they were. Like I said, using the childhood, the childhood's end model of things. I don't think they were aliens per se. I think they were the biblical angels.
No.
Because they acted like them.
Don't look like the biblical description of angels.
Yep.
I mean, they were beings with
Depends
wings
on what
and
type of angel.
think about it. They were beings of pure light with wing-like structures,
And there's nothing that states
and not
that.
the description of an angel.
Well, angels are also meant to basically be almost, for some of them, look like eldritch abominations.
Well, yes, and that's like thrones, powers, uh, like the higher ranking angels. But the tradition, some pure angels like Gabriel and whatnot have multiple winged sections, and they look like winged people. They cast off their human form, and they look like winged humanoids. I mean, the movie is about faith and religion.
It really is, which is why I do lean toward them being angels. Only I feel like the person who made the movie wanted to say that what we called
They-
angels are actually aliens, which I don't like that either.
Again, the movie plays on faith. Like he is a faithless man trying to reconnect with his faith.
Well,
You know,
it's
his
not
son
really that he's
can't help
trying
him.
to reconnect to its faith. To his faith, he's having a crisis of faith because of what's presented to him.
Yeah,
Well, and of course, the stuff that's happened in his life.
Yeah.
he questioned God, and even though his father and his sister, like, hey, we still believe and we'll pray for you because we still believe, and he tried to shun them, and in the end, he runs straight to him. Yeah. His
Well, I
science can't
mean,
prove everything.
he just saw God save his son, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you can't get more direct than that.
And technically, from what his dad says, it's like this isn't the end. It's just the end of there.
Yeah. Again, I say these words and I can't say this. I like this movie.
I mean, it's a good movie. I mean, some of the CGI isn't the best, and it's definitely dated, and it was definitely a time frame when they were going a little over on the CGI. They're still doing that, depending on the movie
Yes.
or studio, I should say.
Yes. Or both.
Yeah, it's typically more the studio than the movie.
I think this movie would have worked amazingly without the CGI. If you'd have cut down some of the disasters, like him seeing the aftermath of it instead of actually seeing the disaster happen in real time,
Yeah,
it would have worked. Even it would have worked without it, and or you could have left the CGI for the angels, and then had like them just walk the kids walking through an actual field of wheat or
yeah,
something that looks like wheat.
yeah. Basically, well, it's like basically had them walk through an actual wheat field, and then had like a really good, and then you could have still CGI'd like the quote unquote plausible tree of life and everything back there, but had them still walking through an actual wheat field instead of whatever that abomination was.
Yeah,
It's called superimposing a backdrop.
it
I
really
think.
is.
I'm
But
pretty
yeah, you
sure.
could have had what they could have had was a matte painting of a tree and far enough in the distance that you can't really tell if it's real or not. And again, have them walking through the wheat field. You can also do the cool shit where they're feeling the wheat and they walk through trying to calm down or some dumb shit. I don't know. But yeah.
I still think it'd been funny if they'd have been like, well, when you started hearing them, what's the first thing they said? And if they'd have been like, be not afraid.
that would have been so fantastic.
I am the Lord thy God, you shall have no other gods before me.
They may have. We
Yeah.
don't hear what they say,
Yeah, we only hear it in the vague whispers.
and we only hear what the kids say. The whispers.
Oh shit! I just realized something. So good friend of mine uh, was telling me about how you know them receiving the commandments, and he said that when God gave him was giving the commandments to the Israelites, he said it and he blasted the souls out of everybody to hear his voice, and the angels had to go collect it. And then he did it again and he blasted the souls out of everybody again. And got the way he explained it, the angels got no tip. She said, "Hey, stop this shit. You can't keep going and collecting us and keep blasting souls out of their body." So what if the angels are doing essentially that? Not everybody can hear it because the black souls out their fucking body. So they tell you vague whispers.
Yeah, well, they also said like the only ones who were being chosen were the ones who could hear, who heard the call. So it was quite literally a specific people were never going to be saved to begin with.
Yeah. And we're only getting kids.
This it was very much an Elijah ascending to heaven in a pillar of fire. Um, Mr. Scott, I don't think that they were going for a specific denomination. I think it's just an amalgamation of Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they gave a vague, his father's a pastor, so we can assume that it's Protestant. The way the angels are depicted are the traditional biblical angels, and the way Mary was, that the mother, Lucinda, she was a prophet. So it, it wasn't really anything, if you honestly could say again. Protestant, if that.
If you want honesty, looking at her face, I would have said Catholic.
No, no, I'm saying Protestant because his father is a pastor, not a reverend. Or,
I
Is it
was
or
talking
pastor?
about Lucinda.
yeah.
His father is a pastor and married.
Well,
I
yeah,
was
Protestant.
I was saying Lucinda with her poor
Yeah.
little beat up face.
They must be talking to all fucking hours of the night. Like, look, you I'm fucking sick.
I would have said Catholic. But
Well, like Caleb said, it's like when they, because he asked about like what they're saying, he's like, it's kind of hard to understand because they all speak at once.
mhm.
All right, okay. I'll be like, look, look, look. One at a fucking time. You, and you. And that order. Y'all can't manage that shit. I'm not fucking listening. I think it was kind of weird to see his coworker just randomly see him standing in the middle of the street with his, I guess, his wife.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
You almost would have thought for that one he would have stopped, picked them up, and brought him with the parents or the parents' house as well.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, they're just extras.
Million years of evolution. Uh, we're at the height of our civilization, and a solar flare wipes us out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of
Like if
course.
you know, if there is anything left, if anything of ours could survive, and someone does visit our planet, I wonder what they would, in this universe at least. I wonder what they would see.
I don't know if there would necessarily, by the stripping of the ozone layer, would have been like the just straight explosions like that.
Well, it wasn't a stripping. It was a misnomer, I guess. The way it seemed like it was a solar flare with the corona reaching our planet.
Which would do very bad things to the atmosphere, to more or less half the planet, and change as far as burning, actual burning everything would irradiate the rest of the planet.
It would cook one side of the planet literally.
Mm-hmm.
And would probably strip off the atmosphere and
On the other side, yeah.
a few other things. So somewhere between a third and half the planet, there would still probably be structures there, although anything electronic on the planet would likely be fried out,
Oh yeah.
uh, unless it's heavily shielded.
I do like the broadcaster saying, we'll stay on as long as we can, and go as deep as you can.
I mean, with that
He-
whole
he-
thing, you'll have to say that was definitely an explosive ending. Yeah, I'm gonna make that joke again.
Well, at least we know one thing, Rodney, for sure. Put out all the wildfires in California.
It's the musicians on the Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish they would have had him say good night and good luck. We love you all.
Well, as
Finally,
pointed
signing
out,
off.
is he got into the world of knowing, and knowing is half the battle.
Have the other half No, it can't do. This is an element abomination movie. Oh, fuck. This is a Lovecraftian movie about Lovecraft.
Huh?
So the chief premise of Lovecraft is no matter what we do, no matter how much we fight against the darkness, it will always fucking come to pass. We are insignificant specks in the universe. These eldritch beings could sneeze and wipe us all out unintentionally. And it's a Lovecraft. I said this is a Lovecraftian movie because it's the same premise. No matter what he did, no matter how much he fought and tried to stop it, it still came to pass. We are wiped out. Even if we knew what was happening, even if we could do something, we can't. It's over. We're insignificant in the scale of the universe. It's Lovecraftian.
I would say it's Lovecraftian-esque, but not completely Lovecraftian.
We do. We have incomprehensible beings of unimaginable power. With the angels who literally shined the light from his mouth and blinded him.
Yes, but you also have to remember, typically in Lovecraftian stories, the way they end it, that basically no one survives.
Yeah. No, that's not entirely true.
So you're
No,
saying he
I'm-
blinded him by the light?
No, in some Lovecraftian tales, there are some. The whole point of Lovecraftian tales are there always survivors to tell the story. And no matter what you do, you stopped it today, but tomorrow it's always coming again. You don't you can't win against it. There's no victory here. All you can do is hold off for another night.
I didn't realize
I
the
mean,
director of this also directed The Crow in '94.
Hey,
Wouldn't want to go against the laws of thermodynamics, you know.
I fought the law of thermodynamics and the laws won. Break, burning in the hot sun.
Well, you can't win, you can't get out. So you can't win, you can't break even, you can't get out. That's kind of what some of those summarize to.
It's basically any which way but loose.
Mhm. You can't win. You can't get out of here. People keep saying things are gonna change, but it looks like they're staying the same. So, I kind of want to watch the Wizard. I kind of want to
Oh
play something
wow,
like that.
the guy who played one of the strangers, the main one, DG Maloney, has only done like 3 things for acting. He's done
I
a
mean,
trainee in or I'm sorry, tranny number 2 in The Eternity Man in 98. Not 98, 2008, and he was in 1 episode of Top of the Lake in 2017. Otherwise, he's most known for knowing.
uh, unless how quickly all of the frozen parts of the world thought otherwise, we're all screwed. I guess your brother is saying, if everything melts, we could put out some of the fires, if you will, but it's going to fucking
Well,
flood the world.
what it means is, and that whole thing is, since you're going to have basically half the planet freeze relatively quickly, but not instantaneously, like they try to always say.
But it
That's
has to play burn.
Yeah, and then the other half is on fire. There's going to be a spot in the middle of those to where, potentially, depending on what part of the way the world's positioned, that would be considered able to survive, because it wouldn't be completely destroyed, wouldn't be completely on fire. It would be that middle portion
Where those two meet.
Yeah.
Doesn't do you any good if there's no atmosphere left, though.
That'll let you survive for a little bit. I mean, in all reality, and at the end of the world scenario, you're hoping to go out fast.
Yeah. You see those, this is happening, what you do? You bend over and kiss your butt goodbye, because that's about all you can do.
Huh.
Hope you've already made your peace, because there ain't time for it now.
Smoke them if you got them.
Plenty of time, just sit. Say, God, hey, this is how I go out. This is how I go out.
That
I'm
was the
ready.
great thing about his dad when he called his dad and he's telling him get underground, grab mom, grab your daughter, my sister, get underground. And the dad's just like, nah, if it's gonna end, I'm ready whenever the Lord takes me. It's just like, dude, you got to give an old timer credit for just straight up being like, if it's my time, it's my time.
I lived a good life. He had a good run. Lord wants me, he wants me. He doesn't,
Mhm.
he doesn't.
Him if it would save them for sure.
Yeah.
And if he had been able to say yes, he might have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably say if it had been like, this will definitely save lives, then yeah, do it. If it's like,
I mean, when he told the woman, he told Diane, like, hey, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's the radiation alone is going to fuck shit up.
Mm.
Like, the world will be burned in one half, it'll be told in the other, and the radiation will penetrate 100 meters deep. Like, you can't go far enough fast enough.
yeah, if you're gonna die. What good does it do to freak out?
Yeah.
All right, I got a question for all three of you. Last day on Earth, last day on Earth, what you doing?
Well,
I didn't quite catch the question.
Last day on
'cause,
Earth, what are you doing? I'm definitely not
Doing on the last
eating
day.
healthy.
Hey,
That's for
shit,
damn
fuck, hell
sure.
yeah. I'm gonna
Say,
pig out.
say, calm down, Forge. Have a really good meal. Settle down. Give the cats extra attention.
Yeah.
For the most part, I'm just gonna treat it
Spend a little extra time praying.
treat
more
it a
than
lot
normal.
more like when I'm on tier stream. Just I'm gonna drink a little bit heavier.
Shit, you know what?
But I would definitely be calling the family members that I actually care for, and
I would too. I'd call them. Words like "I love you" and "I miss you" and shit like that.
And be spending time with the people that I love.
Thank you, Angel. I'd spend time with you too. Who's that for?
Easier.
Who's the smart for?
Just because I was waiting for you to come up with that, and I knew you were going to.
I mean, I would love to spend my last few minutes on Earth with my buds. Like I said, I'd pick out. I'd go downstairs and I'd cook those 3 steaks I got for dinner. Cook them up nice and good. Sitting here on the internet talking shit with you guys, playing video games.
I would not want to eat so much that I wish I was dead before I actually died.
yeah,
Call in sick to work. Screw that. Call in dead.
I wouldn't even call at this point. Like if the world, if the world was ending today, I wouldn't call her. What fucking ending?
I won't lie. In the whole thing of when they're talking about everything, I did love how the guy who was running the gas station is like, these people are going to be feel really foolish when they wake up tomorrow and everything's fine.
Yeah, Y2K. Yeah. Hey, you ain't pay for that. Mm-hmm.
I've lived through every disaster for nearly 50 years now.
Oh, then the funny thing,
every single one.
And the funny thing
I
is,
just don't.
as well as like, I didn't finish it, but I was listening to Creepcast earlier, and they have one since we discussed the Y2K thing of how
it was good.
In the story that they're talking about, it's not actually the computers that changed, it's the people that did. Like I got like 20 minutes left of it or something. It's a good one from what I've seen. But I will say this. Did you notice we went about 50 minutes? So with talking predominantly about just this movie.
Because it's a good movie.
Well,
I was gonna say, and it's not because it was bad.
Well, I was gonna say that's the thing is there we do have the ones to where we'll watch it, and it's like even though it's a good movie, there's not as much to talk about. This one, the cinematography was pretty good. A little heavy on the CGI. I think that's majority of our biggest complaints for a lot
Yeah.
of it.
Sometimes the soundtrack was on pretty loud.
Yeah, that's the
Sometimes the soundtrack was on point though.
yeah.
Well, no, I mean the
Volume.
tone set of it was always good, but the volume was quite fluctuating. I had to hit my volume dial periodically.
Yeah, like when I hate it when movies do that, where they're like, "We're gonna have the talking scenes be really extra quiet, then have an explosion that's gonna blow out your fucking eardrums."
Huh? What did you?
God damn it! I gotta turn it up for that thing.
You get
Motherfucker.
blasted by the seat.
Well, I wasn't deaf before.
Now you learn sign language like a kid.
Ah, that was another thing I actually did like. The going back to that of, and I do think because I don't think he did. I do think they should have had the angel nod at him for that whole thing. But basically, they had at the beginning of the film him doing the sign of, we'll always be together, and then his son does it to him as they do it together for like their final farewell.
Yeah.
Like,
I love how he takes the little gift that his wife left him. I'm
mhm,
assuming for his birthday, and he gives like we're always together.
mhm.
Together always, I think. And it's displaying them. So yeah. Ah man. Again, this is a good movie.
I
Oh,
figure
yeah.
it's a experience that kid's never gonna forget. He's gonna spend a lot of time wishing he did, and be no therapist where he is.
Yeah.
mean, I think he was resilient enough to bounce back from what
I also think that the way that the aliens, angels, however you'd like to refer to them, um, explain things to them, they're able to heal a lot quicker.
Hmm.
Probably.
Kind of like how Abby has the thing to say that about her mom of like she's safe, she's safe now, she's okay.
Hmm.
yeah, like yeah, she's gone, but
Yeah. I will say it's fucked up that she did like, not that she did die when her mom said she would, but her fucking mom telling her when she's gonna die. It's like, yo, bro, it's kind of a fucked up thing to say to your kid.
And it wasn't even in the end of the world
Yeah.
event.
yeah,
It was time of death, midnight, the day her mom told her she's gonna die. First second off, she's gone.
a question. A question.
Gio,
It's what?
Oh, we got Shio
How much
Gio
here.
is this?
just got here. I said hello to Gio.
Oh, well, this is my god, T-shirt, Gora.
Oh, Shio's
Uh,
here. The chat's about to get yeah.
Gonna get a little extra spicy. Fitness watches are just expensive Tamagotchis, except specific animals you're trying to keep alive yourself. Thank you, Sharon Guerra.
That is actually true. I need one.
Mm-hmm.
Expensive Tamagotchi?
I probably treated my Tamagotchi better than I treated myself. So
Oh, I definitely treated
That's
my
an excuse.
Tamagotchi better than I treated myself.
I did, most definitely. That little motherfucker was beaver, like, god damn it. I know I got in trouble with that little motherfucker, too.
What is pretty funny is if you didn't know this, that the girl who played Abby also played Lucindia.
yeah, I know.
So she played her
Yeah,
grandmother as a child, and then her
I played.
granddaughter.
Yeah.
The granddaughter. But
That's kind of sketch.
Yeah. I mean, they did it well enough. And like I said, the child actors did a pretty damn good job, in my opinion.
Yeah, they did.
Very good.
They didn't come off as unlikable. Like honestly, even when he said, "I'm not a child, I'm not a kid anymore," I can honestly believe that a
Yeah,
kid would say that.
he came off
Yeah.
as a kid being a kid, but like it wasn't terrible. Hey, what's up, BG?
No, BJ.
PG, Angela, you said, "Hey, Shio," in a voice that sounded disappointed.
Uh,
I
so
was
okay, watching
trying to
things.
sound disappointed. I like Gio.
In
She,
moderation.
look, Angela is stream mom, no matter which stream she's on. She doesn't sound. She just sounds disappointed. I'm not aiming at you, Kier. I'm just disappointed in your answers.
So, other than the CGI for a couple of scenes, it was just bad. What was something else that just you weren't too big a fan of for this movie? We'll start with you, Tier.
Uh, the teacher in the when he goes to her and she does the I didn't offer you tea, like to call her memory into doubt. Like you didn't need to add that tidbit where she's forgetful. We already established like she's older and she doesn't quite remember well.
Going scene.
Well, the point.
Yeah, she's senile.
Never mind.
But-
I'm just.
Go ahead.
Angela, you were saying?
I was just saying that was kind of the point to say that time has not necessarily treated her particularly well.
But Angela, part in the movie, other than obviously, like I said, the couple of parts of bad CGI was one of the things that wasn't the best or you didn't like the most. It's the bad.
Have issues with the ambiguity between aliens and angels.
Mhm.
That's a hard one for me. But it's kind of a faith issue over a continuity issue. But it is something that I had a hard time with.
And Will?
Trying to remember now because I've put most of those comments right out in the chat during the movie. Like, yeah, this is an issue here. Oh, come on. One of them, of course, being their whole rundown of how many potentially inhabitable planets there are out in the universe. As we know, it's like every time we learn something new about how specialized our universe is, our galaxy, our solar system, every time we learn more about it, it gives us fewer and fewer planets, and each one cuts a huge swath off of it. You discover things like, oh, you need a planet like Jupiter to help
Balance, stabilize.
divert all. Well, it's the all the asteroids and stuff coming through. A planet like Jupiter takes care of most of the worst ones very quickly because you get anywhere close to that, you're going in.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the things as well as we know, because we're already in a solar system that has it, it's entirely plausible to happen in another place that might just be a little bit, or it's like slightly different in ways.
Well,
But
it doesn't necessarily have
it's-
to be a planet the size of Jupiter. But
Well,
you
no,
get a
no.
gravity
What
well
I'm
about
saying
that big.
in that whole situation is for a planet to sustain life for us, or as we would sustain life,
Yeah,
is
life as
entirely
we know it.
plausible. But from what we can see, we're seeing it being reduced dramatically by the more and more we learn about our world. Kind of like how so many people don't even understand of like linchpin animals.
Shit, that our world.
Keystone species.
Yes.
Honestly, there are parts of our world where we have never visited, like the Mariana Trench. We know it exists. We can perceive how deep it is, and
Dude,
we just saw one animal come up from the Mariana Trench.
bro, we also don't know what's below the freaking salt lakes. And what I mean by salt lakes is this like the bodies of salt that are at the bottom of the ocean
Yeah.
because of how dense they are and everything, that typically if an animal gets in there, they drowned.
So again, we have yet to fully master our own planet, let alone understand like how life is formed in different environments.
But
Don't get
otherwise,
me started because I say that we should be actually putting as much money into exploring that as we do into exploring space.
oh
So
yeah. Um,
All right, so
I can't really
so
think of
the
anything that I have for the um like didn't really like other than the CGI that can really go
Angela,
to offhand.
quick aside, really quickly, Rodney.
Mhm.
Um, exploring space will help us explore our planet because the technology is used to survive the vacuum of space. It also be used to survive the pressures of the deep. It will eventually
and the
help us
same
understand.
thing and the same thing works in reverse here.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, exploring space also does help us do the second option. It is a symbiotic relationship between the two. Like, the
Trump must
further we
start
go out
Sequest.
there, see what 2020. But the further we go out there, the technologies that are built doing that can also be retrofitted to before our planet. I'm
My
hoping
point.
it's
Sequest should be developing as should already be as advanced as our space program.
I say this. I want them to make the immaculate four, and I want them to find Pellucidar, not Pellucidar, fucking journey to the center of the Earth, because I want to see sexy Carlin Monroe. Don't tell me I don't know what that movie is. Journey to the
Can
center.
you start over again?
So I say, am I the only one that
You're,
that broke up on?
Nope.
no, Tyr is speaking in Tyr fashion where he says a bunch of words, but he says them so closely together you can't discern what the hell he's saying.
All right, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Carlin Monroe, uh, Peter Cushing, and
The early one or the newer one?
the earlier one with Peter Cushing and fucking Doug McClure. Not Doug McClure.
I have seen Journey to the Center of the Earth, yes.
I think I've
Yeah,
seen
with,
the
with,
original.
Also
I don't.
read Journey to the Center of the Earth.
yeah, with Peter Cushing and Carlin Monroe.
Ain't that the
You
truth,
can't,
clown?
you can't mesmerize me. I'm British.
So
We
we'll,
can explore the planet and space all we want. People will still think that this is a flat Earth.
mhm.
It's like, oh yeah, you get the people out there. It's like every planet we can see is loosely spheroid, except Earth. Earth is a flat plane, a disc of some sort or something like that.
So to go into
Nope,
something
not
different in that whole thing, what was one of your favorite parts of the movie? Tier?
my favorite part of this movie, honestly, it's the plane crash. Working in the airport, yeah.
Okay. Angela?
Um, come back to me.
Alrighty. Well,
So I got to think on this in a moment because that just brought. You're saying the plane crash just brought me to the things like, wait, that's one of the things that drove me absolutely nuts in the movie. Is he works out that this thing gives him exact date and location and death count for calamitous events, and then goes right there where he might be part of the death count.
I will say I did like the subway thing of the fact that like one, he did save the chick with the baby, but the funniest thing is that he chases after the one dude, and when the cops all saw him and everything, he just drops a fuck ton of DVDs out of his jacket.
Yeah, it's like,
I'll never do it again, I swear.
Sorry.
That shit was hysterical to me.
Yeah.
He thought it was gonna be a
Terrorist attack.
bombing.
Yeah. So let's see. First, this damnable lack of visual recall.
Oh.
So picture an apple in your
Oh.
mind.
I will hunt you down.
I will find you.
I mean,
Hey,
you wouldn't
Rotn,
have
I
to
got
hunt.
this great. I got this great fan film for you to watch.
Yeah.
They only changed the gun. What, a dozen times in the short film?
It wasn't a short film. Chambers was a long one. About 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Yeah. It's like they keep changing up what gun it is.
Like,
I liked quite a few of the disaster effects.
well, that's why I said not what was your favorite part, but what was one of like your favorite parts.
I actually
See, Tyr
was
just
very-
went to his favorite part.
I was very cool with them destroying New York City. See, Obi-Wan, that hive of scum and villainy got its due.
Angela, you thought of one?
I probably like the farewell scene between the boy and his dad.
I'm not crying, Angela. Stop making me cry. These onions.
Well, I know they didn't have the animal cruelty. I definitely like the bit of the fire when he's the whisper people are showing the whole thing, and like you actually have the fucking elk come out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like that was actually pretty well done.
I figured I'd go for a human moment rather than a special effect thing.
Well, I didn't mean the special effects, but like how they actually had it come out, and then just all of the animals continuously going from that. I will be slightly honest to that whole thing. I am kind of surprised there weren't some birds of prey like going down and attacking fleeing animals, because they do that.
Not when
They
everybody's
were
in
too
fucking
busy
fire.
fleeing too.
You'd be surprised at trying to get calories while you're running.
Some animals can't do both.
Birds of prey can.
I didn't read that wrong, Shio. Though I did get what you meant by that.
I brought my wife a full set of cookery DVDs
Read
for
the
her birthday.
next sentence that Shio posted.
I fully expected it. Oh shit! I get it now.
So since we've kind of been doing this one as well, I have any of you seen the I only saw it because of one of the guys I follow actually shared a thing about it. The trailer for the new movie set in like kind of closer to Jim Crow era. It's got that was it Jordan B.
Hey,
Peterson? It's called
Lord.
Sinners.
No.
Apparently
No, I have
it's
not seen it.
apparently it's supposed to be like kind of moonshining type thing. So it's gonna be supposed to be closer to like Prohibition kind of,
Prohibition.
but also has vampires in it. And like from what I got from the trailer, it's like this just looks like it's supposed, like they're trying to put it as like whites going after blacks, because like when they show the people show up, it's a a party going on with all black people except for one white chick that shows up and is interested in the black guy.
I've already seen a movie where there was vampire speakeasies during Prohibition. I don't need no
Yeah.
No, this isn't vampire speakeasies. This is vampires attacking basically speakeasies in the South.
Okay, so
Like I don't, like I said, I didn't quite catch all of it, and it's like I'm trying to figure it out until it's like, oh, okay, these are actually vampires and not just like racist white people, because the way they were going about it, it's like, okay, so it's just a racist white person movie until like they show later on one of the black guys is infected.
can't believe he bet me.
Well, apparently they also have a whole thing in there of like it could be the soul music or whatnot that's being played is also kind of brought them there. I don't quite know. It looks okay.
We'll watch
I don't
it when we
think
watch it.
I don't think it's um from Dusk Till Dawn, but I can kind of see the slight vibes of that.
We're white now.
I hated that movie.
Oh,
That's still done.
Yeah, it was not a good movie.
It's not meant to be a good movie.
I do not enjoy Quentin Tarantino's film. The only Quentin Tarantino film that I've actually liked has been Reservoir Dogs. But I haven't seen Jackie Brown.
I haven't seen Jackie Brown. I didn't hate the Kill Bill movies.
I did.
And Django Unchained I didn't think was terrible.
I didn't see Django.
But Django Unchained isn't meant to be taken seriously either. I mean, that's the whole thing for majority of Quentin Tarantino's films. They're not meant to be taken as serious art. Like Pulp Fiction is not meant to be taken seriously.
Oh, I hated that movie.
Somebody turned the blackface white supremacy. Otherwise, I can't really think of anything else. I think we might call it from here. So I'm pretty sure, obviously, all of us are in the they would recommend this to somebody else.
Yes.
Sure.
I just don't know if I would necessarily recommend it to like the super hyper religious. Some of them can get kind of weird.
I would recommend it.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
So you are right. It would definitely steer at least a massive debate.
I don't know if I would recommend it to someone who's like biblical end of the world shit type religious.
I can see us turning around and accidentally creating an end of the world cult.
Oh Lord.
Well, you know it is going to happen sooner or later.
We'll launch the next Heaven's Gate, people.
I'll be waiting for that mothership to come and beam me up.
Mhm.
They're coming in behind that comet. How about no, the other one? Haley's no. We'll figure it out sooner or later.
Yeah, that didn't really help me gain appreciation of Quentin Tarantino, brother, because I did not like Natural Born Killers either.
Man,
Natural Born Killers is a weird movie. I'm kind of with Polly on that one, to where it seems like more of it was almost like a college thing.
Next, you want to say you did like Vampire Kiss? I mean, come on now.
Tier? Do you want to do that?
Here.
Do you really want to go there?
No, I'm just playing.
Good.
Here.
Yes.
Use your words and speak into your microphone. Makes a difference.
Oh my! Oh shit!
Yeah, you don't want him to speak those words into his
I
microphone.
know why. Hold on. Wait a minute. I
He'll
know
bring
why.
about his own end of the world.
Can y'all hear me now?
Well,
I
into
don't,
the
I
world
don't
means
know.
I don't hurt anymore.
Ask us if we can hear you now again.
Can you hear me now?
One more time.
Can you hear me now?
Another time.
Oh God, stop!
Can you hear me now? How about now?
Stop! You need to go finish. Creepcast.
Mm,
But otherwise, yeah, I will definitely say this was a good movie,
most definitely.
especially for the time frame of 2009. I mean, the next one we'll be watching, I think we're gonna skip Astro Boy after we do Bad Lieutenant because he does the voice of Dr. Tenma, and that means he's not going to be necessarily one of the main characters. He is a main character, but not one of the main characters. Like it'll probably be the same thing for Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass is a movie.
Kick-Ass should have
See it, but
actually.
I don't remember anything about it.
Well, what movie?
Kick-Ass.
Well, Kick-Ass is the movie about the kid who it's like the kid who loves comic books, so he basically creates his own superhero persona, and he tries to stop a guys from breaking into a car. Ends up getting his ass kicked. Does it again later on after because he gets his ass kicked and gets hit by a car when he's stumbling away. And then ends up stopping 3 dudes from beating the shit out of a guy. And the whole thing when he's searching for a cat.
Hmm.
And it's not
Yeah,
like
like
it's
I said, I know I've seen it. I just don't remember anything about it.
like I've got the comic that it's based on, and he's like 5 years too old, and they definitely changed the story on it because like in this one he gets the girl, when in the actual story when he admits to the gal that he likes her, she basically says you and then sends him a video of her performing fellatio on a different guy.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh.
the guy who made the comic also made the original Wanted comic. Like he's known for his stories to be exponentially more dark. Because like Hit
Yeah,
Girl,
but that's just mean.
yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. Is he wasn't meant to be the as it was like the most liked
The hero.
student. Well, it's like yeah, he's supposed to be kind of a hero, but more of an anti-hero type thing. Because that's like Hit Girl. Well, the girl who plays her in the movie is a great actress, in my opinion, and did great at the job. Like again,
Isn't like Kate like 8?
yeah, the kid's like 10. Like Kick Ass is supposed to be like 14, and Hit Girl's supposed to be like no older than 10. And Big Daddy was never meant to actually be a cop.
And isn't like Big Daddy not even her fucking father?
No, Big Daddy is her dad. Her mom isn't dead. The dad was just a big comics guy because he owned a comic shop and wanted to make his daughter a superhero and that. So he had to figure out a villain, and it happened to be that crime boss.
Yeah, it's because his superpower is that he get beat down so badly,
He can't feel anything.
killed nerve endings and stuff like that, and can't feel the pain that that's being inflicted on him.
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it's like watching that movie after Bad Lieutenant because it's not a bad movie in my opinion. Hell, I actually went and saw it twice in theater.
I don't know why I can't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
Was
I
it green,
vaguely
green yellow
recall.
costume?
I vaguely recall a girl with purple hair.
Yep, Hit Girl.
That's it, girl. He's got a green and yellow costume, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
If
I
I
can't picture it, but I can remember descriptions.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's in my opinion, it's not a bad movie. Like I'd be more than down to watch it because it is a fun movie. But like quite literally, that's one of those ones to where it's like Nicolas Cage is a straight up just secondary character.
Yeah, I
Okay,
didn't make
so
the rules for
not
the.
to watch it for the Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage-a-thon, but
I mean, I'm down to watch
maybe
it because, like I
watch
said,
it another time.
it's a good movie. It's one of the few ones that if y'all want to, I'm willing to make the exception.
I go with the. I'm here for the ride. I don't make the rules.
Well, look, man, I don't make the rules. I just make and enforce the rules.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't make the rules, you just make it the fourth rules. Like, how is that to understand?
Good job. Well done, sir.
I'm evil.
Because then, like, we have The Sorcerer's Apprentice after Kick Ass, which we've already done.
Ugh.
That was a fun movie.
It was a good distraction.
Not the greatest, but it was a fun movie.
Yeah, it wasn't a good movie, but it was a fun bad movie.
Yeah. Then we'll have Season of the Witch. Then it's Drive Angry.
We have to watch it again.
I'm cool.
Season of the Witch, the Halloween movie.
No.
2011. Nicolas Cage, 14th Century Night, transport a suspect of a monster or witch to a monastery where monks deduce that her powers could be the source of the Black Plague.
Uh-oh.
I'm sure I've seen that.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's got.
So it's essentially 310 to Yuma with
sort of, except for it's got
Nick.
Nicolas Cage, Ron Perlman, Sir Christopher Lee.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen that.
Again, 310 Yuma with horses. Well, with horses.
310 to Yuma with horses. So 310 to Yuma.
Again, the whole premise of 310 to Yuma was to get Russell Crowe on the train to be imprisoned, and there you go.
And Mr. Scott, the next movie will be Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans, which is where you have Nicolas Cage's character, Terrence McDonagh. I'm probably fucking that up. Donna. Well, McDonough is a drug and gambling adult detective in post-Katrina New Orleans investigating the killing of 5 Senegalese immigrants. Or Senegalese. But that'll be in 2 weeks because next week will be a Talking to the Void. I will be super stoked because hopefully as long as everything goes the way it's supposed to, I will be eating normally again.
Yay.
Fake tooth. Here I come.
By then I'll know, hopefully, if I've got a new job.
Nice.
Yeah.
Supposed to hear this week at least.
Now, hopefully, I will have started my new gig.
Nice.
Unfortunately, the weather this week kept me from starting.
Well, I can definitely say for I'm pretty sure probably similar for Tier, but definitely for me and Will, the weather outside has been pretty frightful. And if you got a fire, I'm pretty sure it's delightful.
Wait a minute, no, the heat is so delightful.
We've had rain and wind this week, and the wind was bad enough on Tuesday that they canceled that farmer's market. And then it rained Wednesday off and on, so they canceled that farmer's market.
Oh, the rain's better than fire.
Yes, except that I really need to start bringing in money.
Yeah, I understand that.
I do that. I'm like, I really want a place with a gas fireplace and everything because that really is so nice on the sword joints.
Oh, dude, I want a wood fireplace. Oh, actually, I want
I
a
was
wood
gonna
stove.
say, I don't want a gas fireplace. I want a wood fireplace.
I want a wood fireplace that can double as a wood stove.
Bigger risk, and you got all the soot and ash and stuff, which I have trouble with the breathing.
I understand why you want a gas fireplace. I just don't.
Yeah.
So we went from a wood furnace to a gas furnace, and the next decade I had fewer respiratory infections than I had any given year before then.
Oh yeah, I can definitely believe that.
Thank you,
We
brother.
weren't saying that you don't need it, or that you need to go with what we are. We're saying it's what we would prefer. So like,
No, I,
yeah,
I hear you. Yeah, you probably do the say. Of course, I wouldn't be surprised if Rotn would like a pellet stove too. So
yeah, pellet
I
grill would be
love
pretty
the
dope as
smell
well.
of wood fire. It does not matter the form of the wood fire. I love the smell of wood fire.
oh, I love the smell of certain woods burning.
But then again, if it got to the point to where I could have everything the way I wanted it, I'd also have one of those like propane generators that like hooks into your house that if the power goes out it immediately starts up, but it will also
Yeah,
from time to time basically just kick itself on to make sure that everything's still working properly.
do all the appropriate tests and
Mhm.
everything like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, I am a terrible dirty capitalist, BG.
Goddamn foul
Yeah.
capitalism.
But
True.
my brother sends positive thoughts to your dental adventures
Oh,
Mm.
the tooth thing, it's like, yeah, it's like from
and
the
to both of us on potential job.
Thank you, Stream Uncle.
yeah, not everyone from California is a complete commie.
Mm.
I'm actually pretty sure they're the minority.
No,
No,
they are the
they're
minority. They're just loud.
Yeah.
they're very vocal and uh they gather in some of the bigger cities and
Mhm.
sway policy and law.
That's pretty good. That is pretty much how it works.
Yep. But
It's
we're
like
gonna get
let's
a
all live here so that we can make the biggest stink about
fuss.
everything.
But we're gonna get out of here. There's a whole bunch of streams throughout the week. There's Mr. AJ's channel for the Mr. AJ's Retro Arcade on Mondays, and then there's Matinee on Saturdays that Angela is a part of.
Yes, sir.
There's all the different
We're doing,
Minions ones except for Tuesday, but I believe you guys are doing what movie on Saturday?
we're doing the Princess Bride on Saturday.
There you go. There's
Inconceivable.
Very conceivable. I can't wait.
you
I
keep
don't think
using
that
that
means what you
word.
think it means.
And honestly, we just did my Pick Me Up movie this Saturday. If you want to check in and see, you can find it on the AJ's Retro Arcade channel.
So like I said, there's also all the Minions on every day but Tuesday. Then can't forget that there's the Never Watch Alone on Tears channel on Thursdays that I might be joining because I'll have Thursday off. And Will has his thing on Saturdays on Twitch,
It's
whether
not
he's
free.
I say whether he's doing art or playing some games with like Moonshock or something.
You know, this one's gonna be art. Pick up my chaotic theme.
And there will obviously be a midnight show on Saturday. And hopefully, if all goes well, pending the weather and me not just feeling fucking worn out or whatnot, I will hopefully have a video out sometime Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
When and where AJ's what, Angela?
The channel is called AJ's Retro Arcade.
It should be in the link. If you go to one of my streams, it should be linked.
Monday nights, Adam, Terry, and I play games and talk video games. And on Saturdays, like 5 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, we watch a movie and do a commentary over it, which you guys are free to find someplace and watch along. We did one of my favorite movies, a great pick-me-up movie for me. Yes, I know I'm insane. But we did Jaws 2, which is one of my go-to feel-good movies.
It'd be that way sometimes. Not every pick me up movie is going to be the something like super fun and whatnot. Sometimes they got to be a little silly, and sometimes they got to be a horror movie.
Mhm.
For a sequel, Jaws 2 is one of the rare sequels that is almost as solid as the original.
Yeah, that's a lot of what I've heard. Otherwise, we are going to get out of here. So, have a good one, folks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Have a good night, y'all.
And since Angela hasn't brought it up, go to the theater.
Definitely go to the theater.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Join us again next week, or you can check out the other people in the panel in the description and see us again plausibly on one of their channels, or just check out what work they've done. Have a good week, everyone.